Welcome everyone to our third session for week 3. We are going to jump right into the demo for the assignment yesterday, and then we'll come back to PowerPoint and go through the assessment. The assessment is going to be a little easier than you think it's going to be. Once you get your assignment done, the assessment will be pretty much a snap. I'm going to show you how to use what you did for your assignment for your assessment. So we're going to jump right over to Animate and get started on the demo for the assignment. Okay, this is the demo that I did last week where I took my storyboard and brought it into Animate just like all of you guys, and I have my scene set up. So I have my first scene, and just a refresher, that first scene turns into Coffee to Go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to make quite a few motion twins here because each one of these has motions. So I'm going to take this first one and drag it up off my artboard. Go ahead and move this one over and this one over. Now I need to estimate of where this actually needs to go. So I'm going to go to View, and I'm going to open my ruler so I can use some of my guides. So I want to mark where my text actually is. There we go. And then go back to frame 1. I'm going to click on the top one and create motion twin. It's going to move it to a new layer, which is fine. And I want to overlap here. So right here is where I'm going to want it to actually start disappearing so that you can't see it and it turns into Coffee to Go. So I'm going to go right here to this point, and I am going to bring this down just a little bit so I'm touching my letter. So it's going to go right there. And then I'm going to click on the one on the right, the left, create motion twin, and bring it over so it touches that C. And then this one on the right. I'm going to do the same thing. Bring it over. About like that. So now I have some smooth motion, and it's going to need to turn into that Coffee to Go, and then it's going to need to disappear. So that means I need to mask these layers. I'm going to make a new layer right above it, and it needs to be masked all the way out here. So I'm going to do insert keyframe so that I match. I think I'm going to move this one out to the end, or make it go all the way out like that. And I'm going to change it. I'm going to make it come all the way through these letters. You're not going to be able to see it the whole time, but you will be able to see it most of the time. And then make this one come all the way through, and this one all the way through. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take my top one and make a new layer. Oh, I have that already. Whoops. Okay, this layer. And I'm going to use this masking for the top one. To turn all that off, I'm just going to draw a square through here. And it's going to have to be a little bigger than that. So I want to bring it down just a hair. Like that. So it starts bleeding in there. So there's that one. And this masking goes to this layer. Yes. So I'm going to pull this down here on top of this layer. Turn it back on. And mask. So now, that works. And I need to do the same for this one. That's the left side. So I'm going to insert a layer. Make a keyframe so I match. And draw a square to mask this one. I'm going to go just a little ways over it. About there. Right click, mask. And then I have this new layer, keyframe so that I match. And mask this side. Right click, mask. And then I'm going to go back and name these layers. Mask. And this is left side, no, right side. Mask. Left side. Mask. Top. So there's my first scene. My scene one looks just like that. These are going to come down and disappear. I'm not equal here. Let's fix this. Insert frame. Oops, nope, not that many frames. Come on. Insert frame. Insert frame. Insert. Insert frame. There we go. Now we're even. Okay. So that is all of my scene one. I'm going to go up here to the top, hold my shift key down, click all those layers, and I'm going to create a folder. And I'm going to call that folder scene one. And it didn't put them in there. Sometimes it'll put them in there when you hold down the shift key and make the folder after you have them selected, and sometimes it won't. If it doesn't, just reselect them and drag them into that folder. So there's my scene one. So now I need to work on my scene two, which starts here. And this is going to be an interesting mask, because I want this to basically grow and look like it's turning into that word. So where do I start? Here. In reality, I need to start unmasking the sides here. So I'm going to erase. I'm going to remove these frames, and so my scene two comes back just a tad, which means I'm going to have to add some frames so I can even it back up so it matches scene three and meets it, and then go back and we'll work on my masking. So I'm a little off. The sides of two are matching here. I am going to make these move slower. So I need to unlock, not the mask itself. Well, yes, I need to unlock them all. And make some adjustments here. Turn off these masks so I can see it. And grab my black arrow. I'm going to make some small adjustments to my motion tween so I make sure everything meets the way it's supposed to. Basically, I'm going to have to slow down the left and right so that it'll match the top. so that everything meets at the same time. So I'm just going to keep basically editing this motion tween. You can see every time I change it, it's making a little keyframe until I get it to where everything's matching the way it's supposed to. That's better. Oh, I've got a little problem here. Let's bring that back down. That's better. Okay. So now I can turn all of those back on and lock them all. And now we can work on this motion tween. So I need to create motion tween. Actually, do I need a motion tween? I don't need a motion tween on my coffee per se, at least not yet. I need a masking layer that's going to have a motion tween on it. So insert keyframe, so I'm matched there. And go out to the end of 2. And insert keyframe. So now I need to mask this. I only want, I'm going to draw a big square. That. Attach right there. So I'm going to go to my masking layer, right click, create motion tween. Okay. And let's look with this line. Like that. I'm going to go out a little bit further and pull it the rest of the way down. And let's see how that looks. Here. Did I mask the wrong layer? Yes. No. Yes. There we go. Too close. To go back, unlock that so I can see this. And we shouldn't be touching yet. Okay. Back up just a tad. Should just be showing off there. Okay, let's relock that. Now let's watch it. There we go, much better. Let's play that now. I still have some weirdness going on over here though. I'm going to redo this one. Create motion tween. Relock these. Now let's see. Still too quick here. Unlock, oops, unlock that and bring it back a little bit. Let's see if that fixed it. That's better. Okay, now let's see. That's better. Oops. There we go. That did it. Masking does take some practice, and you just kind of have to manipulate it until you get what you're looking for. So there's my scene 1, and then I go into my scene 2. I'm going to go ahead and make that scene 2 folder, rename it scene 2. And put these layers in there and pull my playhead out. So Coffee to Go appears. It gives them time to read it. And then Coffee to Go becomes circles. So I'm going to have to overlap this one too. I'm going to pull it back just a little bit and remove frames. And then, of course, I have to insert that number of frames so that I match. So while that's still highlighted, I'm just going to hit Insert Frames. It will automatically push it back out, the number of frames that I deleted. So here, we're going to need a bunch of motion tweens. Or I could simply turn Coffee to Go into a circle. I think that might be easier. So I'm going to make a keyframe right here. Basically, I'm going to add a half scene into scene 3, a transition scene. And then I'm going to go through here and I'm going to delete all these little circles. And I'm going to go back to my motion tween where Coffee to Go is. And it's locked. Unlock it. Click on it. I'm going to copy it, relock that. And on this layer, yes, I'm going to make another keyframe here. Go back, delete that circle, and I'm going to paste, edit, paste in place, copy to go. And then I'm going to go to modify, break apart, modify, break apart, modify, break apart, so I get that shape. And I'm going to make this a shape tween. So what happens? Oh, we're not shaping. Hello. Oh, this isn't a shape. First, I need to make this a shape 2. Modify, break apart. Modify, break apart. There we go. We have our circle. And I'm going to shorten this to right there. We have a nice circle, except for there's an outline on that circle, it looks like. Is there really an outline on the circle? No. Yes. No outline. There we go. So there's part of my scene 3. And then copy to go should not still be showing up here. What layer is that on? Here. There we go. Okay. No outline. That's my motion tween. I don't want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of this. And we have our circle. So here is where all my other circles are that are going to need motion tweens. This one's going to have a lot of layers in it. So I'm going to go ahead and make the folder so it'll be easier to grab them and put them in there. Scene 3. Yes, and here is where I need to start adding motion tweens. So I'm going to start with my little circles. This one. I want to hide these a little bit. There we go. And create motion tween. And it's going to fly out to this corner. And then I have one here. Create motion tween. I'll fly out to this corner. And here, create motion tween. I want to move it over here. And then I should have a little circle right there. Create motion tween. It's going to go up here. And create motion tween. One up here. Another little one. Yes, here. Create motion tween. Down here. Don't have any more. Yes. Create motion tween. It's going to go here. Create motion tween. This one's going to go here. And then I have my circle. I have 2 little more dots there. I want to get rid of those. Okay, so then I have my big circle. And at this point, create motion tween. I'm going to make it how do I want to do that? I think That's the next thing. They have to come back. So I need to go halfway. So I'm going to go right here, and he's going to get smaller. But here, I'm going to do a keyframe in here first. There. Insert keyframe all. I want to hold my size until I get about right here. And then I want him to get smaller. Like that. Okay. And then this keyframe actually needs to go here. And this needs to come back. I forgot to move my timeline. There we go. Yes. And then this one. There. This one. And this one. Yes, the masking kind of works backwards than what you're used to, but it does work. And we've got one left here. You just kind of have to think opposite. One here. Where's this one? Yeah. And this one. Okay, so now my circle explodes. And then they kind of have to come back together for the next scene, which is here. Because they have to start making this nice little shape. So I need some sort of pattern. I'm going to copy this and go back down to my Motion Tweenz, and I'm going to simply make a new layer for a moment and paste it. Because my circles need to make this shape. Go to my properties panel and turn down the alpha. There we go. So I can see underneath it and see what's going on. So we have our shapes here, and then they're there for just a little bit. And then here, I want to make them grow again. Go here. Bring this one down to right here. Grab my transform tool. And then come basically, oops, I need to lock that layer so I don't accidentally move it. Lock. I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to make it get bigger. Basically, I'm going to build this shape is what's going to happen. So there's that one. And then we have this one. bring here. And it's going to get bigger. There. And then this one is going to come down here. That, and then this one. Go. It's just going to go up in here and kind of blend in. Make it a little bit bigger there. And then we have this one up here. Fit in there. I think I know where that little one needed to go now. Question is, can I find it again? Not that one. Not that one. That one. Needs to come. Not that one. Look. This one. Nope, not that one. Look. This one. It needs to come here. Like that. There we go. And then we have this one. It's just going to come up. It's just going to come back in here. Like that. And we have this one, which is coming over here, and it's bigger. It's there. And then we have this one. This one has to have kind of a special, this is going to come to, how do I want to do this one? It's going to come here.
Would you do a shape tween with that then?
It's going to change shape. That's what I'm going to do to it. Exactly, it's a shape tween. But I have to manipulate these layers a little bit. So I'm going to do, what was this? Bottom right corner. Just so I can remember what layer that is for a second. And it needs to happen right here. So I'm going to insert a keyframe. I'm going to copy this circle. Go to that keyframe, and I need to make another keyframe right here. Paste in place. Break apart. Modify. Break apart. Modify. Break apart. Okay. And I want to turn it into insert keyframe. Now I need to go back to, which layer am I on? Scene 4. I want to go inside this shape for a second because I only want a little bitty piece of this. What is this? There we go. I am going to grab my lasso tool because I only want this little section. I'm going to copy it. And look at that. I am not, oh, I can match those up in a second. I'll match those up in a moment. And go back down here to my shape tween, go to here, delete that circle, and edit, paste in place, which is there. This needs to be moved over so that I match. Let's go ahead and move this so that I match up correctly, like that. Still looks a little off. Like I didn't get enough of it selected. Let's go back. That looks good. Let's try this again. Lasso tool. Copy. Edit. Paste in place. That's better. And then this little circle here. Where's that? That's there. I'm gonna highlight these. I want to remove frames. And create shape tween. Much better, except for it looks like this little piece has a stroke on it as well. Yep, turn that off.
Looks like a walrus too.
So let's see what we have from the beginning now. Oops, I need to get rid of that one layer. This layer can disappear now. I'm missing a circle somewhere. There. What layer is that? This should be there. And here. Wrong place. Back one. There we go. It should be lined up over here. There we go. Somewhere I'm not even. This, just one frame. Insert frame. Something's a little off here. That's better. Okay, so now unlock. Center top, left side, left top corner, bottom center, bottom left corner, bottom right, Nothing's left on this layer, so I can delete it. That layer is empty. I can delete it. And that does it for my scene 3. So now we're up to scene 4. Yay! We come out, and this is where our scheduling starts. So I'm going to go ahead and make that folder. Scene 4. Put that inside of it. And schedule now. I need to create motion tween. I want to be sure I have plenty of time to look at it and click on it. So I'm going to go out to about right here. And click on schedule now. And change it to, can I change it to dynamic text? No, I'll change it to static. How do I want to bring that in?
What's the difference between dynamic and static text?
Yeah, and it should be static text. I was hoping dynamic text was going to bring up some options, but it didn't. So what I need to do is first convert it to a symbol. And schedule now. And I think I will just fade it in. So here, it should be set to 0. Yes, that's better. And I'm going to do the same with click now, except I'm going to make it take a little longer. Create motion tween. Whoops. Bring it off. Okay, here. Alpha. Ooh. Alpha. 0. And then come up here, grab it, and change it back to 100. And then I am going to put a nested tween in here. So I'm going to go out to 24 seconds, and insert frame, and then put a little animation on my arrow. Create motion tween. Okay. Frame 12. Down. Up. Slowly down to a little bit. That works. Back to scene 1. I'll grab my transform tool. I'm going to tilt that just a little bit more. Okay, so that shape is still bothering me. Where is that shape tween? Here. Okay, well that would mean this shape must have this must have that one on it. Yep, turn that off. That's better. Okay, and then we get to here. Scene 3 is done, so we have scene 4. This is my talk bubble. This is my schedule now. This is my click now. So that's scene 4. And then, once again, we start with the whole bubbles. I would really like to go back. I think what I'll do is I'll go back to scene 3. And I'm going to go back. And what I'm going to do is copy these. I'm going to copy all these frames right here. Is that all of them? Yes. And I'm going to go back out to scene 5. I'm going to make a new layer. Insert keyframe. Insert keyframe. Let me paste these frames. Nope, I'm going to have to do them all over again. So we have circles that are going to pop up here. I want to make sure this is covered first. So we're going to do one at a time and make them the right size. Here. There we go. I can see that better. Did I turn my background layer? Oh, no, I can't. Let's see if I can change the outline of this cloud. Where is it? No, it's cloud. That's scene 4. There it is. My top level. I'm going to change that to black. Oh, that's better. Now I can see it better. So now I can line up these bubbles so that they'll match, so that I can avoid a giant jump scene. This definitely needs to be bigger. There we go. This one needs to be bigger. This needs to go over here. This one needs to be a little bit bigger. Go. This one. What do you mean, Belinda? There's that one. And then this one. It's gonna go to look at it. Not quite. Go. And then I need to grow one. Here. Delete these little bitty ones. Okay, so I still have a little small ones left here. That one. There's that one. And I have this little space. Okay, so I turn these back on. Grab my clay head. Looks like something's off a little bit. That looks right. Just scoot it over just a little too much, I think. Okay. Do you make workable buttons for the assessment? Yes. For the assignment, you're going to make workable buttons to a dummy website. You can use like adobe.com. We will go through that in the assessment demo. For the click now screen, yeah, I'll show you how to link those so that it works. I'm going to do that in the assessment though, since you have to make buttons for the assessment this week. So I'll show you how to link a button as well. That takes ActionScript. So we will get there. I usually do all my ActionScript at the end, so it doesn't get confusing on what I need to make action and what I don't. I think our problem here lies with this. Let's turn that off. All of these have strokes on them, and I need to get rid of that. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. Let's see. Very nice, except for I need to do the little tail. Actually, I don't know that I need to. It could be the first thing that disappears. So I need to put action on all these circles. And the next thing, what happens? We go to coffee to go. Okay. So I'm going to go to my first circle, create motion tween. And I'm just dragging it off the artboard. I'm going to make it smaller as it disappears. And my schedule now, that's here. I want that gone. There we go. Actually, those dots need to, how am I going to do that? Think. Schedule now. Where's my schedule now? Right there. I'm going to do insert keyframe. Oops, unlock that. Insert keyframe. Come on. Insert keyframe off. And then here. I'm going to go to the properties panel and turn my alpha to 0. So it's going to disappear, and then these bubbles are going to start moving. my top bubble has to disappear though, right there. Move frames. So when this one comes out here off the screen, it actually dissolves that. Whoa! So it actually dissolves that top bubble. And I want it too smaller. And we have this one, create motion tween. Motion tween. Motion tween. Motion tween. Motion tween. And then it pauses, and then we have the last part. Okay, so all of these, we're scene 5. I need to make a folder. Scene 5. And then we have that goes off right corner. Bottom left. Right side. Center bottom. Left top corner. And center top. And there's scene 5. 4, 3, there we go. So now we're down to my 6th scene. Yay! Okay. First thing I'm going to do is pull my phone number up off the artboard. I'm going to take my coffee cup. I'm going to zoom out first so that I can see this. And take my coffee cup. And go out here. I want to work this. Hold on a second. I want to go out to here. And I'm going to insert a keyframe because I want it to stop right here at the end. Here. Mark where my coffee cup is. Kind of use that as a guide for here. This is where it gets. Just this. I'm going to create motion tween. There we go. This to be big. Come on. There we go. And then here, I want it to get smaller. And I want it to rotate. I'm going to go rotate. How many seconds do we have there? 1, 2, about 3. We'll do 3 seconds. And I want it to go clockwise. There. That can go away. And I'm going to extend these frames. And create motion tween. Insert keyframe there. And I'm just going to do a simple motion tween that brings this down. Oops. Come on. There we go. Okay, guys, let's test this and see what we have. Come on. I have a problem with those lines on the side still. The one on the left is a lot more steady, and there's an issue right there. So I need to work on my lines, definitely on the right. And my top bubble. So let's go back to animate real quick. And that last scene is scene 6. I'm going to go ahead and make a folder for it. Scene 6. This is the phone number. This is coffee cup. Come back. Go way back to 1. Open scene 1 up. Let's take a look at this because we definitely have an issue. Okay, I'm going to turn off my masking layers. I'm going to remove motion tween. Remove motion tween. I want to A, makes you laser level. That's better. Okay, now one more masking to turn off. Where do my words show up again? I moved that guide earlier, right there. Okay, so go back. Let's go to about halfway, about right there. So here, and create motion tween. And then it should move out like this. Yes. That's better. Same thing for this one. Here, insert keyframe. And let's bring this one in to meet. And then turn back on my masking, lock everything, and let's see what we have now. Top. Oh, that one's good. Uh-oh, something didn't happen right. Here's my right-hand side. Insert keyframe. Create motion tween. And in you go. There we go. I think that will work better. Okay, so there's that one. That's scene one. And we have a problem with my bubble. Oh, that's right here. This bubble. This bubble. So scene three. Yes. That works better. Okay, so let's test it one more time. This isn't the right one. That's much better. I think I want to move back that little shape tween just a tad so it'll blend a little better. That was here. No. Here. Yes. I'm going to simply erase some of these. It's still taking too long. There we go. That's much smoother. Let's try it again. Coffee. Much better. It still needs some fine tweaking, but for the most part, this is pretty done. But guys, this is basically what you're going to go do is you're going to go through each one of your scenes and add your animation so that you transition to the next scene. And the things that are supposed to happen in each scene are happening. Now then, we're going to move right on to the assessment. And it's going to be a lot easier than you think. I'm going to be sure to go to File, Save All. You have to publish as HTML, so be sure that you go to Publish. Whoops. Make sure you go to Publish Settings. Make sure Loop Timeline is unchecked. And make sure HTML is checked. And hit Publish. You're going to turn in all three files. The FLA file, the HTML file, and the .js file. And then for the assessment, what you have to make a banner ad. Well, you've just made an advertisement, so why not turn it into a banner? It'll be a lot quicker than trying to do something from scratch. So I'm going to deselect everything, click over here outside my artboard in gray space, and I'm going to turn off little chain link and go to Advanced Settings. Banner ads are usually at minimum 920 pixels wide. So I'm going to go to 920. Right there. And then I'm going to put a check mark next to Scale Content. I'm going to go OK. Then I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to make a new folder and call it Assessment 3 and change where it says Assignment 2 to Assessment 3. And save it. That way I don't screw up my original files. I'm going to zoom out. And I may need to go through and I'm going to lock all of my masking layers. I may need to go through and make some adjustments. Let's see if I do. I'll go to scene 1. It's a little off center. So here, I'm going to unlock all of these. Select it all. And I'm simply going to move it over so I'm a little more centered. Now, if I lock all of these, I know I have problems on the side. Those shouldn't be there yet. So I'm going to go to those motion twins, and I'm simply going to back it up so it's at the edge of the artboard where it's supposed to be. Unlock that one. That one's still okay. So let's see. Oh, no, it's not. It's there. It's on the artboard. I don't even actually need it right there. So there's that one. There's that one. And my copy to go layer. What happened to you? Oh, that's, I need to move it. Okay, so that starts in scene 2. So unlock scene 2. I'm going to select everything. Bring it over to the center of my artboard here. That works. So that's scene 1 and scene 2. You may have to make some minor adjustments, and it's going to be more aligning things on the artboard a little better than what they were. But let's see how scene 3 plays out. I think I need to make some more adjustments here. Scene 1 is fine. There. Scene 2 is not fine. Let's go here. That's better. It goes out. Okay, I'm gonna mark where my coffee to go is now. 1, 2, and here. Let's mark the sides too. There we go. Oh, we're still jumping a little bit. Come on. Up. That's better. My circle needs to come up here. And let's see. There we go. I'm going to use my guides to mark my circle. I'm just going to go down and reset these. So, just go here, 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 and here. And then we come out. Those end up okay. This one. This goes up here. Yes. we have all of this. That's scene 3. And we have scene 4. Does it end up in the right place? No. Let's go 4. It's to start here. Ends up here. And it needs to be turned a little bit more. That. Schedule now. Here. Hope you don't need to move. Oops. There we go. And that's that one. Lock it. We have scene 5. Whoops. And then we have scene 6. Okay, our coffee. Let's go back to the top here. A little too big. Let's zoom out. So for banner ad, the coffee cup's just a little bit too big. Shrink it. Move it like that. And I need to reposition it. It needs to get smaller. Actually, I want to keep it pretty close to that size. So I'm going to put it over here. So, take some guides. And the phone number is going to end up here. And a little bigger. Okay, so there is my animated advertisement for the assignment turned into an animated banner ad. So now I have to add buttons. I'm going to go all the way back to scene 1. I'm going to close scene 6. I'm going to make a new layer on top, and we're going to call it button. Buttons. And now I need to actually make a button. So we're going to zoom in here a little bit more so we can see it good. And I'm going to do a simple stop and play button. I'm going to make these a little rounded. And I'm going to do a gray button for right now. Like that. Click on it. I want to do a gradient on it though. There. Twist it around like that. There's one. I'm going to turn it into a shape, copy and paste it because I need a duplicate button for play and stop. So I'm going to take this one, grab my type tool, and it's going to say play. And white. And I'm going to do a sans serif font. That works. And it needs to be a little bit smaller. Line it up. So now I have a play button. I'm going to select it. I'm going to go to modify, convert to symbol. This time, I'm going to make it a button and call it play button. And I'm going to double click it. Look what happens to my timeline. I've got over, down, and hit. Up is the only one that is populated at the moment. I'm going to go to my over and insert keyframe, and it's going to duplicate that button. But when they hover over it, I want the color to change. I'm going to change it to a light gray. And then on the down button, I want to copy this. Edit, paste in place. Oops, not on the over. On the down. Insert blank keyframe. There we go. Edit, paste in place. And I want to move it just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to use my arrow key down. I bumped it down 4 times. There we go. Then I'm going to go back to scene 1. And I'm thinking about this entire animation. Where do I want to put this? I think we're pretty clear at the top center of our animation, but I want to show you guys the action of the button before I actually add some action script to it to make it play. So we're going to test this again. I'll go to my Google Chrome. It looks a little messed up right now because the other button's still there, but if I roll over it, it changes colors. If I click it, it looks like it's animated. It bumps down a little bit like I compressed it. So back to animate, and I need to make my stop button, and then we will do the actual action script. So here's going to be my stop button. Grab my type tool. Stop. Wait. Select it all. Modify. Convert to symbol. Make sure it's a button. And this is my start button. Double click it so I get inside the button timeline. I'm going to insert keyframe. I'm going to go ahead and insert the keyframe in the down too, so it'll duplicate it. And in the over, I'm just going to go to my properties panel and change it to the light gray color. And then in the down button, going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 with my down arrow key on my keyboard. Go back to scene 1. I'm going to pull it up here. Like that. So now I have buttons. I'm going to click on my play button and select it. You notice in the properties panel, there's a place for an instance name. Instance names, one, have to start with a lowercase letter, and they have to be different from any other instance names within your animation. So I'm just going to call this Play BTN, the acronym for button. And then for stop, I'm going to do stop BTN. So now I have instance names that will tell my JavaScript this is what you need to do, and this is how you need to control it. So I'm going to make a new layer. That layer, I'm going to call actions. And then I'm going to go up to Windows and click on Code Snippets. This is the easiest way for you guys to do your scripting. You're going to go to the HTML5 Canvas folder. And you're going to want several different things. The first thing you're going to want is an action, because you want to, actually, the first thing you're going to want is an event handler. And you're going to do on mouse click event. So with my play button selected, I'm going to double click mouse click event. It opens up your action screen. You get all of this script. The script that's in gray, delete it. Now, it's telling you that the play button, that the animation needs to listen for when the play button is clicked. And when it's clicked, it needs to do this, which is the function. So when the mouse button's clicked, it needs to, and you need to tell it what it needs to do right here. Easy peasy is this dot stop. Actually, this is the play button. So it's this dot play. And a semicolon. This exact same code is going to be used for your stop button. Go down, click on the stop button. I'm going to double click mouse event. Once again, it pastes that code right underneath the last code. I'm going to delete this gray text. And this time it says this dot stop button. Right here, I'm going to do this dot stop. And I'm going to save it all. File, save all. And then we're going to test it. Come on, back to Chrome. Stop. It stops it. If I hit play, it continues. And there is your animated advertisement. Now then, linking buttons is very similar. So let's go back. In the animated banner, you usually don't use click nows. Well, occasionally you do. Let's go back. Come on. It won't let me share. There we go. So now I'm going to go back in my timeline. I'm just going to go forward in my timeline to the very end here. Schedule now. I'm going to choose that schedule now. It means I got to unlock that scene. Is that scene 5? 4? Scene 4. I'm going to click on schedule now. I'm going to give it an instance name of schedule now. And then I'm going to go over to my snippet components and go to actions. Click to go to web page. Double click it. Erase all that gray. And it's basically saying, okay, when the schedule now is clicked, you need to go to, and this text in green, you can leave exactly the way it is. http www.adobe.com. You don't actually have to send it to the website, because I know all of you did not base your stuff on a real business. You did a fictional business. If you did that, just leave the dummy adobe.com address. That will be perfectly acceptable. If you have a website to link to, go ahead and put that website link in there. Just copy the HTTP address and paste it between those two quotations. So now, file, save all. If we test it again, and I click on schedule now, it opens adobe.com. Yeah, you could use your portfolio. Let me refresh this so we can see it again. When I click schedule now, it opens up adobe.com, which is the address I put in there for it to open. So that's how you do your buy nows and click here's and things like that. If you don't actually have a web address, you can just use the adobe.com website as a dummy address. That will be perfectly acceptable. Any questions over those buttons? They're pretty straightforward if you use the code snippets, and of course this recording will be pasted. And the biggest mistake that you will run into, which happens most often, is that you either gave your instance names are incorrect. It must be one word, no spaces. Must start with a lowercase letter and has to be different from any other instance name. Most of the complications come in with you have a typo in your instance name and it's incorrect. You've got a capital letter as the first letter, or you have a space. Other problem is when you click on your code snippets, you don't have anything selected. So when you've opened that code snippets, make sure you go back and select the button you're wanting to apply those code snippets to. Make sure that button's selected before you go into your event handlers and double click on mouse click event. Otherwise, it doesn't apply that code to anything, or it ends up applying it to everything, and therefore nothing works right. Otherwise, the buttons are pretty straightforward. You don't have to do anything that's huge for these buttons. You just need to make it play and pause, which is a play and stop button. If you want to make a play and pause button specifically, it's the exact same code. You're just going to, instead of typing your button to say stop, you're going to say pause. But play and stop are a play and pause button. Any other questions, guys? Take it slowly, guys. One scene at a time. Don't try and do everything all at one time. Do it one scene at a time. Test that scene like I did by playing the playhead back and forth and see if there's anything that you need to adjust before it's looking good, and then go on to the next scene. It's one scene at a time, and make that your goals. Animate one scene at a time, get that done, take a break, go celebrate, whatever, come back and do the next scene. At most, you guys have 6 scenes, all but Courtney, and she has quite a few more than 6. But the rest of you have 6 scenes. So that's 6 different sets of animation. So set your goal. Do scene 1. Now, if you run into a problem and that motion tween or whatever is not working in scene 1, move on to scene 2. Leave scene 1 alone, move on to scene 2 and animate it. Anytime you have a problem and you can't figure it out, don't panic, just keep moving on and send me an email and say, hey, I'm having trouble with this motion tween, I can't figure it out. But keep working until you hear from me and we can set a time to get together. That way, you're not pressed for time at the end. If something becomes too difficult and it's not working correctly, then just move on to the next scene and animate it. Make sense? And I did a lot more masking than you guys did. Most of your animations is simple motion tweens, like I did with the lines, where I pull them straight down from the top, left and right, that sort of thing. Most of the storyboards were simple animations like that, making a character move from the right to the left, or making text come in from the top to bottom, that sort of thing. No, you do not have, you only have to mask when you need something to disappear or to appear at a certain point. That's the only time you need to mask. Otherwise, most of you won't use the masking at all. There are only a few of you that will actually be needing that masking. The only reason I used the masking is because those lines needed to turn into those letters, which means I needed coffee to go to show up at a certain point, and slowly, so that it looks like those letters were fading into coffee to go. That's the only reason I used a mask there. So if you don't need the mask, don't use it. And instead of having to come up with 2 different animations this week, just turn your animation into a banner ad, just like I did. It'll save you time, because then all you have to do is go in and kind of edit it and even things up on the artboard, and then you're good to go. Any more questions? No? Well then, guys, we will call it a night. I will be in the SSC on Thursday from 8 to 11 p.m. and on Friday from 7 to 11 p.m. Mountain Time. If you need me before that, be sure to email me so I can open up the Zoom room. Don't panic, guys. If you run into trouble, send me an email. I will be around from roughly 1 p.m. Mountain Time till I go to the SSC on Thursday. And Friday will be a little more difficult to get in touch with me because I am actually going to Austin, which is why I'm going to be late to the SSC, because I have to attend a meeting. And so I'm driving to and from. So I'm going to be home later than what I had planned on. So I will be out of touch Friday. I'll have my cell phone. I'll have my tablet. I will answer emails as quickly as I can. But as far as me being available between 1 and whatever time on Friday, That's not going to happen, but I will be around on Saturday. So if you're running into trouble, be sure you let me know. All right, guys, and we'll call it an evening, and you guys have fun. Remember, this is supposed to be fun. Do not stress out about it. Make your motion twins as simple as you can. And then if you decide to up that level, then go back and modify those motion twins. Go with the basic stuff first, so you make sure you don't run out of time. And then if you get to the end and think, okay, I got the hang of this now, go back and modify some of those twins. Make them a little different. Make them more. Otherwise, keep in mind, this is your first animation class. Things should be super simple. You guys need to learn the basic tools. So try not to overthink it and go beyond your skill set. Good night, guys.